Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be taking a look at the long range, and we'll be taking a look at the Arctic front, which is going to pass through by Monday, and then even into early as Sunday night, which could bring a severe weather threat for the Northeast. As we take a look here on the GFS, it shows the storm moving into Canada, which is also part of the Arctic front, which is actually going to bring some heavy rain into the Northeast. Anywhere in this yellow and orange color is heavy rain right here. This band even stretches from all the way upstate New York into all the way in South Carolina. As we continue here, the front moves through and the millibars actually start to tighten, which means the wind will actually start to increase. Once this front starts to move through, we could expect gusts of winds, if anywhere in the Northeast, from 40 to 50 miles per hour. As that happens, you have a lake effect start to come because the warm water of the lakes will interact with the cold air and bring snow. As we continue here, we have a storm that actually start to form in the Colorado Rockies near Thanksgiving and could actually interact with the water and make a low offshore. Now, depending on if it interacts with the cold air, you could actually see some snow start to form. The question is, how far off the coast this storm actually goes, and how much snow it produces, and how much cold air it interacts. The more cold air there is, the more snow that will be. At least on this run, it shows it doesn't interact with the cold air. It just sits off the coast and interacts with another storm and just starts to weaken. But if we take a look back on actually this morning's run, it shows something different. It shows the storm it moves its energy offshore and actually interacts with the cold air. It shows snow even getting possibly onto Long Island. It could cause even a dumping of snowfall. This, I wouldn't take this snowfall into consideration because look how much it is. It shows 40 inches in Connecticut. Just right there, I wouldn't take this model run into consideration, but it shows you how this storm could play out here. Now, if we take a look at the NAM model, I just want to show you how strong this line of thunderstorms could actually be. You can see here, this is where the cold front is right now. This is where that on November 15th, that's where the cold front is. But if we continue by tonight on Sunday night, you can see how intense this band of rain becomes. This dark red is very heavy rain. It could actually bring some rumble of thunder through here and severe weather. It eventually goes offshore, and then as this happens, up in the atmosphere, you actually have strong winds, which actually 60-80 knots, which is about 60-80 miles per hour. This isn't on ground level, it's in the atmosphere. So I would take off 10 to 20 miles per hour, and you would probably get gusts from 40 to 50 miles per hour. That's pretty intense. That could bring down some trees, and even some branches, but it's nothing too serious. The NAM shows the same thing, and then the lake effect snow starts to kick in. Some rain could make it down to the coast, but it wouldn't be too much. It would be a shower or two, and then that's pretty much it. You have lake effect and the cold, windy air. This is a severe threat here. It shows that much. It's a marginal risk. Nothing too crazy. I wouldn't worry about it at all. Now, this is the European model here. It shows almost the same exact thing as the GFS. It shows the intense band of rain come through the Northeast with the cold front, and then things start to get cold, windy, and you have the lake effect snow. Now, as we continue here, you also see, just like the GFS, the storm starts to form in the Rockies. Instead of the storm transferring its energy offshore, it actually keeps its energy inshore and keeps it upstate New York and goes possibly straight through Maine. Anywhere in the northern side, as it interacts with the cold air, you have snowfall. So, at least on this run, the European doesn't think that there'll be cold air. But if you go back a few runs, It actually shows. Oop, wrong run. It actually showed a snowstorm for the Northeast, at least right before Thanksgiving. Ah, wrong run again. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, see it is. It actually showed some snow in parts of the Northeast. If we go in closer, it showed snow reaching all the way down to Long Island. Obviously, it wouldn't stay like that, but it showed enough cold air was actually enough to support cold, snowy conditions in Long Island. But that'll quickly change over the rain because this low would move straight over New York and move out. Unless the run would transfer its energy offshore and keep the cold air close to the coast, which actually could cause a snowstorm on the coast. But the latest run shows something different. If we take a quick look at the CMC model, which is also the Canadian, it shows almost the same exact thing as the other models. It shows cold air coming into the Northeast, quickly goes out, and then you have a storm forming the Rockies, and then actually in between the GFS and European, it actually keeps its storm onshore, but it keeps it in Maryland, at least at the hour of 2:40. It shows snow, upstate New York. Unlike the European, it was in Canada, but unlike the GFS, it was actually in between. This is a GFS on the coast, and the European was actually in Canada. So it's in between. The models don't have a good understanding of this right now. This is a bit far out, but it's nothing to be concerned about, at least for now. If we take a look at the climate prediction models, it shows actually cold and average temperatures in the Northeast for the next week, at least from November 11th into November 14th, and then a big warm-up happens. If we take a look at the monthly, December looks to be warm, January, February looks to be warm. But take in mind, these models are not good with the long range. Last year they expected cold air to be across the whole US for the last month or two, and that never happened. I hope everybody has a good day and stay safe throughout these times.